Happy Friday, Voorhees!
I'm Brielle Berrezzini.
And I'm Jackie Braida.
And welcome to the 10th episode of Voorhees Now. We have another Grieco's game review and a video about why you should take video class.
And I have a video on net neutrality.
First up, we have Grieco's game review on the game Duck Hunt.
Let's check it out.
Grieco's game reviews. Yeah. Hello, Voorhees Now viewer. I'm Colin Grieco, and welcome back to Grieco's game reviews. Today we'll be covering the classic game Duck Hunt. Let's check it out, shall we? For this episode of game reviews, we're going to go old school, and we're going to review the classic game Duck Hunt for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This great box. When you boot up the game, you have three options in front of you. Game A, where you can shoot one duck. Game B, where you can shoot two ducks. And Game C, you can do clay shooting. When the game starts, it's going to open up to a cutscene of the Duck Hunt dog going into the fields. And once he goes in the fields, a duck will appear. When a duck appears, you shoot the duck. The duck will drop, and the dog will pick it up and show you what you caught. But be careful, because you only have 3 shots. Make them count, because once those 3 shots are up, the duck will fly away, and the dog will laugh at you. Another thing to keep in mind as well is that make sure you shoot the duck quick, because if you take too long to shoot it before you lose all your bullets, the duck will simply fly away. In order to pass on to the next round, you have to shoot enough ducks for it to surpass this blue meter at the bottom. If you don't shoot enough ducks, and it's under the blue meter, you get a game over. Stop laughing at me. I don't need you to justify that I stink. Now finally we're going to get to clay shooting. Clay shooting, unlike the other Duck Hunt game modes, is only single player. And what you do is basically the same premise as the Duck Hunt game mode. Instead of ducks, you shoot the clay discs. And same win and lose premises apply. You shoot enough discs, you move on to the next round. Shoot too little, you get game over. And again, you have 3 shots. Still fun nonetheless for your sharpshooting skills. Did I mention the game is multiplayer? One person uses the Nintendo Zapper control to shoot the ducks, and the other person uses a regular Nintendo controller to control the ducks. So that about wraps up this episode of Grieco's Game Review, but before we end it here, I'm just going to give my final thoughts. Because unlike giving a review out of a 1 to 10 scale here, I'm actually going to say if you want to play the game Duck Hunt yourself, you can, through actually collecting the game yourself. If you want to get a Nintendo Entertainment System like I do, the console goes for less than $50 online, like eBay or Amazon or whatever. Zap gun and the actual game cartridge itself, the Duck Hunt Mario cartridge, altogether, that's $10 right there. $5 for the Zapper and $5 for the game itself. Basically it now, and the only problem is, I have to say there, is if you want to play this game, make sure you have a tube television like I do in the background here, or else the game will not play on HD televisions. So although this is not a typical game review here, I will definitely say the game is worth at least playing. And now, back to the Voorhees Now. What?
Thanks, Colin, and now let's check out my video on net neutrality. Net neutrality is something that affects all of us, yet not all of us know about it. What is net neutrality exactly? Do you know what net neutrality is?
No.
Do you know what net neutrality is?
No.
Do you know what net neutrality is?
Yes.
What is it?
Corporations will own sections of the internet and they'll be able to charge us for the speed at which internet is processed in our computers.
Do you know what net neutrality is?
Yeah, it's part of the whole freedom of information, the ability to access the internet without being charged for it.
Do you know what net neutrality is?
Yes, I do. Net neutrality is the concept that the entire web is free from influence from ISPs.
Net neutrality is the basic principle that the internet cannot be manipulated by internet providers like Verizon or Sprint. However, the internet as we know is being threatened by the FCC or the Federal Communications Commissions. Their chairman, Ajit Pai, plans to roll back net neutrality laws on December 14th. This kind of decision will allow big companies to charge people outrageous fees to access certain websites. They can slow down websites they don't want to promote and block certain websites entirely. If net neutrality is taken away, the internet would become a place dictated by internet providers. Do you want something like this to happen? I'm sorry, we don't want you to look at that web browser.
Oh no!
Oh, really? You need our entertainment package? And you don't even have the internet. Or how about this? I'm sorry, you didn't pay our fee, miss. We all use the internet in one way or another. We use it for YouTube, Netflix, Showtime, Google, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Amazon, Kik, Skype, eBay, Pandora, or Spotify. Rolling back net neutrality will not help us. It will not help the people. It'll only help big companies get bigger. The voting to get rid of net neutrality is on December 14th, so make sure that you contact your congressmen, contact your representatives, contact your senators, sign petitions, even file a complaint to the FCC themselves. We have to stand up and take what is rightfully ours. We have to defend net neutrality on December 14th.
Very interesting, Jackie.
Thanks. The voting to save the net is on December 14th, so make sure you check out the links in the description to save the net.
Great, and for Colin's second appearance, here he is with the Weekly Grind.
Hi guys, I'm Colin Grieco, and this is the Weekly Grind through December 8th and the 14th. Don't forget the Key Club's annual cookie walk that will be held on Saturday, December 16th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the main cafeteria. Purchase a large bag for $10 or a small bag for $5 and fill it with as many cookies as you can. Now let's check out this week in history, December 8th through 14th, as produced by Aaron Gora.
This week in history, we'll be discussing about the events that occurred on December 9th to 14th. On December 8th, one of the lead singers from the Beatles, John Lennon, was shot by Mark David. On December 9th, the Treaty of Paris ended the Spanish-American War. The war officially ended 4 months after when the U.S. and Spanish governments signed the treaty on December 10th. On December 11th, 1941, the United States Congress declared war upon Germany, hours after Germany declared war on the United States after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. On December 12, 1787, the delegates to Pennsylvania ratified the convention meeting at the State House voted to ratify the Constitution. On December 13th, President Woodrow Wilson arrives in France to take part in the World War I peace. Lastly, on December 14th, George Washington dies.
Thanks, Aaron, and remember, if you're looking for a holiday gift for someone this season, VHSTV can transfer those old home videos to DVD. It's a great way to preserve and keep those old memories alive. Just click the link below for more information. And finally, we want to congratulate the Viking varsity football team for making it to the state championship game for the first time since 1995 versus West Essex last Saturday. At MetLife Stadium, the Vikes fought hard, but unfortunately fell to West Essex with a score of 28-14. Voorhees finished out their outstanding season with a winning record of 9-3. And that's something to be proud of, believe me. That's all I got for the grind. I'm Colin Grieco, and hope you all have a great week. Back to Jackie and Brielle.
Thanks for the information, Colin.
Yeah, and are you wondering what class you should take next semester? Here's Joe with why you should take video class.
Hi, I'm Charlie Eberle, and I'm a part of the Voorhees Advanced TV class. If you're thinking about taking this as an elective, I strongly advise you. This is why. Let's hear from some current students on their thoughts and experiences in video class.
It has definitely helped me when it came to video editing, video producing, and anything involving video projects.
This class influenced me to where I am today because I think that video class has a lot to offer, especially it incorporates lots of different subjects. And since I want to go into a career in sports management, I think that video class really gave me an opportunity to pursue my interests.
Taking this class kind of made me want to go into video more, because at first I was thinking about going into video as like a career. Then after taking like video 1 here and then going through video 2, I was like, oh, okay, this is where I want to end up.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me. I never even thought I was into artsy things, but like I took video and now I'm going into communications as a career and stuff like that.
We also met with a former Voorhees student that now has a career in filmmaking.
This is where I got my start, definitely. This is kind of where all things began, and I kind of started to take a little bit more of a professional turn. So before coming in here, You know, I knew really next to nothing about video, besides just as a young kid picking up a handy cam and just shooting with it playfully. Mr. Brandt teaches you how to use the editing software. He teaches you how to use the cameras, teaches you how to shoot, put pieces together, and how to like create really professional content. You know, I felt like I had a much stronger base going into college. I felt like I was a lot more prepared, and I felt confident. I felt ready for what I had ahead of me, and I can definitely attribute that to Mr. Brandt and also the program at Voorhees.
You should take this class because, you know, it gives you a lot of skills that you might need in the future.
Definitely help if you want to pursue a career in obviously video editing or cinematography, because this is, I feel, the class, the people, especially the educator, Mr. Brandt, knows a thing or two about how to take tight shot, angle shot, what to do, what not to do when it comes to video editing.
Video, you can see other people's stories, and once you see more about other people and what they're going through and like what they have to say, you can start to learn more about the world that way and become more accepting of people's differences and their accomplishments.
I think it honestly makes you like appreciate how much is in the tiniest things. Like a 10-second video or like a 30-second video, there's so much work behind it, and you wind up like becoming a better planner and things like that through video, and you just learn a lot of life lessons.
When you're making your schedule for next year, video should be one of the classes on the top of your list. For Voorhees Now, I'm Charlie Eberle.
That's all we have for you this week. Enjoy your weekend, Voorhees!
Lovely.